let me just start this episode and say that I am not sick anymore. I've been sick for the last 4 episodes.
Nope, not anymore. Isn't that the whole series? Nearly?
Yeah. This is episode 7. I've been sick from episode 3 till now. So, yeah, it's the whole series. So, that's
Noah
fun.
is dead.
What?
Huh?
What?
I wasn't saying anything.
Okay, I believe you, but also, I don't believe you. Before we get started with the actual segments, I'd like to follow up on last episode and inform you guys that Widagotchi is dead, and we're no longer doing that segment.
Woo! What a terrible segment. Good riddance. It wasn't that bad. I just wanted to say that because I like the fact that it sounds like we're killing animals and we're just
you did kill them. You tried to kill them multiple times.
The puppies didn't get enough ratings. We're cutting them. We need to do more short stories, Harold. The children like the short stories. Kill the puppies.
Unlike most films, animals were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Yeah, we killed a lot of animals.
Well, we tried to. They didn't die.
Not real animals, virtual, in case this is your first episode.
Oh, yeah, that would be really awkward if this was your first episode, because we just talked about follow-up for the last episode. In addition, I just talked about how I'm no longer sick, but I had been the previous episodes. So now it's deterring you from wanting to go to the other episodes and hear my sick voice. Sick in a bad way, not good way, like awesome, rad, dope-licious.
Nobody uses that.
Segment 1. It's word of the day. This is only the second word of the day ever since the very first episode with Machismo. So, the word of the day is drabble. Have you heard this word before? It's a verb. To wet and befoul by draggling. Do you want to know what draggling means?
No.
To make wet and dirty by dragging. So, drabble is to get it wet and dirty.
Oh, so like if you took like a really nice dress and like you just like were dragging it behind you through the streets of New York and you get home and then your mom would be like, "Come on, you drabbled my dress."
Exactly. That's exactly how you would use it.
I like that.
It's a good word.
That's a really good word.
Yep, it's in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. I don't know if it's in any other dictionary. It might not even be a real word. So, I found out about this word from the podcast called The Illusionist with an A. It's a podcast where she explores the English language and different words and cool words. Sometimes she talks about different languages, like a language called Tokipona, which is a language that has under 200 words in total. But
whoa,
that's like my favorite episode. I will leave that in the show notes for you to listen to. It's very interesting. And so at the end of every episode, she has a random word, and that was one of them. And I was like, wow, that's a really good word. So there you go. Nice. That was just a short little segment for you guys.
I'm going to use that word now.
Another segment that I feel like is going to be a little short is Corny Humor, which is where I read a few jokes, and
it is also undebatably Tendo's least favorite segment.
It is undebatably Nomich's favorite segment. That's me. Shade. I'm Noah, also known as Nomich. This is Tendo, also known as Tendo.
Hi.
So I have 5 jokes, and you're gonna have to. Actually, no, I have 3 jokes, and you're gonna have to figure out what the punchline is.
Oh yeah, I forgot we added that gimmick, and it's incredibly difficult.
Yes, because
despite them being corny and predictable.
Yes, this one actually I feel like you will be able to get. What do you get when you cross an elephant and a fish?
Elephant seal is the only thing coming to mind, but no, what's a bad pun? Elephant and a fish. Elephant's large. Is there anything I could do with a trunk? Because there's a lot of trunk puns. Is there anything I can do with fin? Fish. I got nothing.
Swimming trunks.
Oh, I would have not thought of that. I got the trunk. When you
said that, I was like, "Hey, you got it," and then you didn't get it.
I know with Corny Humor, they go for specific animals because those specific animals have parts of their bodies that are puns, that are easy puns, like trunks.
Or fin, or
I don't know. No, I'm trying to think. There's other animals.
Okay, here's another one. Where does a penguin keep his money?
I swear, if it's a bill pun.
No, it is not.
Okay, okay. Penguins don't have bills. They have sharp beaks. Where does he keep
I'll give
his
you a
money?
hint. It has nothing to do with him actually being a penguin. So it has nothing to do with his anatomy, like trunk or flapper or something.
Okay, so it's not specific to the penguin. All right. Maybe where he lives. Ooh, where do you keep money? Where do you keep money? Something to do with a bank or a safe. Come on, icebergs. I don't know.
In a snowbank. You're always so close. And then you like go away from it, and
I couldn't think of anything with bank. I was like, is this there?
You said like ice bank. I heard that in your thought process. But you were really close.
I was trying to connect like locations, snow and ice. I was trying to connect where you keep money. Snowbank never came to mind because that's just not a word I use or hear very often, I guess.
Okay. Well, why do male deer need braces?
Right, I got this one. Male deer braces. So, buck teeth.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like,
because
there's
they
only
have buck teeth.
one other thing I know that a male deer can be called, and that's a buck. And those are the worst. But I think they become more enjoyable when you turn them into a puzzle.
Yeah, do you know what? People say that jokes just get worse when you try to explain them. But if you try to figure out the answer before it has to be explained,
the other way, yeah.
Then it makes it better, and also it's not funny anymore. It just makes you facepalm, and it's wonderful. We're already on segment 3. These were really small segments. Luckily for us, Tendo.
It's you. That's right. It's Blank-Ology. All right, welcome back to Blank-Ology. Today, I'm your host, Tendo. Today, we're gonna go through all of the ologies. Fun fact about ologies I learned today. Ology does not just mean that it's a study of an object or a noun. Sometimes it's a love for an object. Sometimes it's just the concept of something. Or sometimes it's the science of, which is the different of the study somehow. Anyway, you wanna kick us off, Noah, with your ology?
Yes, my first ology and my only ology, because I'm an underachiever, is limnology, which is the study of inland waters, such as lakes or small seas. So things that are like inland and not connected to the ocean. Like a river or a creek wouldn't be considered a body of water, so that's not part of limnology. It is closely related to aquatic ecology and hydrobiology, which study aquatic organisms in particular regard in their hydrological environment, which is something I just read off of this Wikipedia page. So it's probably true. I don't know. But basically, it's just the study of lakes and what are in lakes, like certain plants that only grow in freshwater lakes and things like that. Fun fact, do you know what the world's largest lake is, Tendo?
I doubt it's any of the Great Lakes. Is it that one in Asia?
Maybe.
Is it some... It's unpronounceable, but...
No, it's definitely pronounceable.
Okay, then I don't know it.
It is actually the Caspian Sea.
Really?
Yep. Because...
So seas are lakes.
No. The thing is, it was named the Caspian Sea before we measured it and discovered that it is in fact a lake. Because it's small enough to be a lake, and it is also...
If it's too big, we can't call it... Okay.
Exactly.
So, the biggest lakes are classified as seas. Got it. Okay.
No. It's just the fact that the Caspian Sea was so big that people called it a sea. However, when we measured it, it's small, so it's considered a lake.
What I'm saying is...
It's too small to be a sea, and it's too large... so it's a lake.
What I'm saying is that they're the same thing. Their only classification difference is the fact that one is larger.
Oh, yeah. But it's also like the ocean. ocean is the same as a lake but bigger. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
it's just a body of water. So yeah, but that's interesting. It's also not freshwater. So a lake is not defined by freshwater. It's just defined by surface area, which the Caspian Sea is small enough to be considered a lake.
That's interesting. All right.
It is.
I want to find out what the smallest sea is then, and like compare the size of both of them.
World's
Anyway,
smallest sea. I will Google that. Gulf of California is the smallest sea.
it's
which
a gulf.
is
What?
yeah, it's 150,000 square kilometers. Whereas, wait a second, it's even smaller. The Gulf of California.
What?
The Gulf of California is smaller than the Caspian Sea.
How is that possible?
It must be because the Gulf of California isn't landlocked, and the Caspian Sea is.
Get the research team on that. We gotta fact check everything in there, up and down. It doesn't make any sense.
It's fine. Potato, potato. Continue.
Anyway.
What are your ologies?
My first ology is scatology, not to be confused with eschatology and crapology.
Is crapology an actual thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Scatology is the study of feces. All right.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
Scatology is a part of theology. Theology. Thank you. Concerned with the final events of history or the ultimate destiny of humanity.
That's awesome.
So that's a really cool one. I recommend you look it up. Everyone's got their own ideas of, how we're all going to blow up in a magnificent ball of fire.
Armageddon.
Even though it's like this, it's only one sound away from scatology, which is something completely different. And then there's crapology, which isn't the study of feces. It's just nonsense, rubbish.
Wait.
So
it's like the study of rubbish, or
no,
is
it's
it
not
literally
the study of you'd use it as that,
hogwash.
He's studying crapology, as you're saying, he's studying nothing. He's looking into absolutely nothing, rubbish.
So yeah, okay, fair enough.
And then you got to get the funny sounded ones in here, like this one, which we may have covered in the past just because it's so beautiful, but dendropyrochronology.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Which is the use of tree rings to study and reconstruct the history of wildfires.
I assumed that it had to do with fire because it said pyro in it. So
a really cool science, but that's dendropyrochronology, and you could see, I believe dendro. I'm assuming it has something to do with trees. Pyro is fire. Chron. Time. So that way you're figuring out the time, using the tree rings.
Yeah. It's a really name. It's
I like
named by engineers. Literally taken from all the prefixes.
And along with how, ridiculous you can get with your names, let's talk about how many ologies there are starting with X. So our first one, this is good. It's Xenochianology, I believe.
Xenochianology?
I can't find pronunciation. But you know what this is, Noah? This is the love of hotels or inns. So if someone says they love hotels or inns, you would say that they are a xenochianologist, I guess?
Wait, is it specific to just all hotels or specifically foreign hotels? Because the prefix xeno means relating to a foreigner or foreigners or other different in origin.
I'm guessing dochien or something like that means home. I'm guessing it's like the love of foreign homes, which
foreign's home. It's different in origin or other.
Yeah,
that kind of makes
love
sense.
Of hotels are in. Yeah, because all of these are xeno, except for my next one.
Okay.
Which is xylology.
Which is the love of xylophones.
No, as fun as it is to say, xylology, it's actually just the study of wood. Which sounds ridiculous, but the Greek word
wait.
Xylon means wood.
Wait, what is it called? Xeno? No. Xylology.
Xylology.
Xylology. So they work with the chronopyro tree people, right?
Yeah, they do. Well, okay.
I guess they would. They probably would.
So here's the thing. I just looked this up. Dendro does mean wood. So when we were talking about dendro, so it does mean tree fire time ology. So xylology is a branch of dendrology, which is the study of trees. And this is what Wikipedia says. And I quote, "The branch of dendrology about the gross and minute structure of wood."
Huh.
But
I feel like there's place for euphemism jokes here, but I'm not going to make any of those.
We're not going to make any of them. I just picked it out because it is the only ology beginning with X, but not Xeno. So that's interesting. And to end on my final ology, all of these have these ridiculous names, and, they all use, these Greek, suffixes and prefixes, and get stuff like dendropyrochronology or whatever. Well, here's a simple one. What about just Woodpeckerology? Which
that's not a thing.
No, it's an entire word. It's a real word that exists.
Gosh.
That is literally just the study of woodpeckers. That's it. Woodpeckerology. It's real. You could bring that up in conversation and be like, "Oh, I'm a woodpeckerologist," and they'd be like, "Haha, you made that up," and you'd be like, "Actually,
here's my certificate. Boom, roasted."
You could be a woodpeckerologist. Can you imagine how ridiculous that would sound?
Oh my, wow.
Like, you don't get a fancy name or anything. You just be like, yeah, I'm a woodpeckerologist. Don't make a big deal out of it, all right? I'm sensitive. I studied a lot. I didn't know that was what it was called.
I just really like woodpeckers. You know what? I still think that autonumerology is the best one.
Autonumerology, I think, in and of itself, is the most equally, baffling and mysterious one that I think we've come across. And
it's
also,
just amazing.
Just unusual license plates, and then we found, what's his name?
Mike Wiley.
Mike Wiley, rest in pieces. The only autonumerologist. And then we went into this rabbit hole about how he passed away, and it was so sad. And it was like, this is because of a study of unusual license plates.
Yeah, it was great. If you want to listen to that and hear about that, go to episode 2 of our podcast, R.I.P. Mike Wiley.
It's a good one.
Enjoy. That will be in the show notes. Segment 4. This is going to be a more improvisational one, because I feel like those are really fun for us, and I hope they're fun for you guys too. This is going to be a special kind. It's not just going to be like a 60-second improv story or anything.
This isn't going to be like us fumbling frantically to come up with something that's terrible and goofy. This is going to be us a little more casually thinking things out, but still being ridiculous and silly.
Absolutely. It has to be. So we're going to come up with a superhero. And if you go to the superhero wikia, or superpower wikia, it takes...
What did you send me?
What? When did I... What?
The link for the segment.
Oh, yeah, that's the link to a random one. That's a random power.
It's a random one, so you aren't seeing this one?
No, what is it?
It's literally, I'm not changing a single word, enhanced drillmanship.
Oh, we're using that. We're using that.
This big goofy guy with a drill head and drill arms. It's from Mega Man Battle Network. Oh my gosh. With some obvious drill skills.
Oh my. Okay, that's amazing. We're using that. So basically, I put in the show notes a link that will take you to a random superpower, and it's the superpower wikia, so it's taking from a bunch of different universes. I saw some from the Marvel Universe, DC Universe, Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Oh, yeah.
There was different comic book universes. There's even, anime. There's Dragon Ball Z, some others. But we're doing enhanced drill, whatever the heck it is. You need to send that link to me right now.
Oh my gosh, this is... I thought you found the perfect one and you sent me this.
No.
Because this is gold. Just I've never heard of a more absurd superpower in my entire life.
Oh, wait, here, let me try to one-up you with this one. Oh, that's lame. This one's just called Dark Soul. Psh. See, it's even from different video games, like Dark Souls.
I've gone through 6 or 7 more, and these are all, like, cool or interesting or, like, actually powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these are all good. And then somehow the first one, I got enhanced.
Wait, how about this one that I just got? Musical projection. The power to project one's music great distances or even into a room without being physically present.
Oh.
That'll be helpful when fighting crime. Anyway, we will leave enhanced drillmanship in the show notes. Check it out. We're gonna make a superhero built off this, and he will not be called Drillman.
No.
Let's read the description. It says the ability to wield a drill with excellent proficiency. Variation of weapon proficiency. So, that means that so obviously drills are a weapon here.
Right. They're using the drill, we can assume, to harm people or just get through obstacles.
Or, inversely, he's just a repairman who's really good with drills. And no,
that's I'm gonna say he's living 2 lives now.
Yeah.
That's the obvious choice.
Yeah. And in his alter ego is that he is this drill superpower, but his normal life is he sells drills.
Okay, can I come up with a superhero name? Because I just came out with this really funny idea. So his name is Drill Sergeant. So he sounds like he's a military guy, but actually, he just wears like a drill sergeant's cap. You know, we can decide his powers or what the rest of his appearance is like. But he has a bunch of these tiny little drill guys, and what they are is they're just like these little robots that are just like a power drill with wheels on the bottom, except they have like little googly eyes on either side of the actual like drill itself.
And they're not actually sentient. They're literally just little tiny drills with wheels and googly eyes.
No, I feel like he commands them at this super slow pace. They're like tiny little servo wheels just like charged towards them, and like their drill like spins.
Yeah, the drill sergeant. That is a great. Oh my, this is perfect. Okay, so he's called the drill sergeant, and his alter ego is.
What's his name? His name's gotta be so obvious that he's actually
Drillin.
Like a super.
It's like Dylan, but it's not.
Drillin.
Okay, Drillin. What's his last name?
It's gotta be like an adjective, like describing how fast he's drilling. No, like an adverb, like drilling fast. Or
drilling fast.
Drilling quickly.
Oh, wait. Drilling.
Drilling
oh,
good.
shoot. I had an idea and then it slipped from my mind. Drilling good men.
There you go.
Drilling good
I
men.
like that.
Because
Goodman's like he's drilling.
He's drilling good, man.
Oh, there you go. Thought he was drilling good men.
Oh no, good man. Like.
Oh my
men.
gosh. Okay, can we just acknowledge for a second that Drillman is not the only person with this ability? There is a Gibson from Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. Sardonyx
from Steven Universe.
I don't know of this character. See, I don't know any. Oh, okay. Well, apparently that's a thing. Megalon.
Oh my gosh.
From Godzilla. Oh, I see. It's just got like a giant drill head and drill arms. There is way too many live-action Japanese characters with this.
Not to mention
tons
anime.
of anime. And here's the thing. Then you get down to video games, and
there's a lot.
You have to look at the games, and you're like, oh, that's Digimon because they ran out of ideas. Oh, that's Pokemon because they ran out of ideas. Oh, that's another Pokemon because they ran out of ideas. More Mega Man, BioShock, Big Daddy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously a pretty powerful superpower, considering all of those characters in that list that I know seem to be pretty successful in all of their drilling endeavors.
Yeah. So I guess. Okay, so he's the drill sergeant. His alter ego is Drillin' Goodman.
By day, he like works at a construction site.
No, he sells drills. That's
He
his.
sells drills.
He sells drills. Have you ever seen Harry Potter? Because that's what his uncle Vernon does. He sells drills for a living.
Okay, hold on. What if all of his drills are actually just like his minions? Like they can become sentient, or like they can like become a part of his command, and like how he gets power, throughout the world is when he sells them. Now he has a drone. Now he has a surveillance system in that home. Yeah, it's kind of sketchy.
But that makes him sound like a bad guy.
I mean, okay, you know what? You have to understand.
That's simply a bad thing. I don't want...
Sometimes... Hey.
His name is Drillin Goodman. You can't...
Maybe he's drilling good men. Maybe good men are getting drilled by him. Okay, he's a good guy. His drills aren't sentient. These are completely separate drills that he's selling.
Yes. He makes his own little drills that are sentient and have wheels and go off and attack the bad guys.
Okay, besides the drill sergeant hat, what is his appearance like?
Oh, spandex. Has to have spandex.
Okay.
He has a tool belt with 2 drills on the side.
Most
strapped to it.
These people that I see that have this power, they have a drill arm.
Yeah,
or
their
they
arm
have
is
a
a
drill
drill.
head. And I don't like that. I think he needs one coming straight out of his torso.
Yeah, right out of his chest.
Middle.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So he has a giant drill coming out of his chest, but it's only activated when he gets really angry like the Hulk. And it comes out like alien. It's like...
Oh
that's
my
the sound
gosh,
it makes too.
yeah, like his like chest
Ultimate
like
form.
opens up. And what if it's like not like a shiny sharp metal drill? Like what if it's this giant like organic gross
bone
pink
drill?
Ugh.
I don't like that. Oh
Right.
gosh.
We won't do that, even though I really like that picture.
And then he's not gonna have drill arms. He's just gonna have 2 drills.
Yeah, and he just like he wields 2 like small power drills, and then his Super Saiyan ultimate attack is like a giant drill comes out of his chest,
Right out of his chest.
He has to. How does he
go and
attack
hug
people
them
with that?
He has to go and hug them. That's what has to do.
Oh
and
yeah, he charges.
He
them?
calls it the hug of death, which is a trite name, but he goes.
He just lunges at him.
He lunges at them. He grabs them around the torso, and he takes his other 2 drills and drills them into his shoulders in the back, and then he drills right through their chest.
That's really gory.
Yeah.
Okay, well here's the thing though, Noah. If the drill is coming that far out of his chest, his arms would barely reach him for him to hug him. So I feel like he throws his arms and legs back and just throws his whole body at him with like
yeah,
the
that's what he
out.
does. That's even better.
And if he misses, his loss. I mean,
if he misses, he drills into whatever he lands on. So a lot of times that's how he gets to caves and how he breaks houses.
Yeah, what if that's how he like goes through places?
Yes.
His hand or arm, he just holds his chest out, and like the rest of his body just kind of goes dun 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 behind him.
Or like it's like an octopus. How like if one part can fit through, then everything just
and
like goes. He's also kind of like Captain Fantastic, and he can or Mr. Fantastic.
Well,
I don't
no,
remember
he
his
can
name.
just dislocate all of his bones, so he can crumple into a very small ball behind his drill. Which is still very large, but yeah, just like an octopus. Whatever the drill can fit through, he can fit through.
And the drill can fit through everything because it's a drill.
It would make. Oh
my gosh! And also, okay, so drill sergeant, drilling Goodman, that's his powers. That's what he looks like. Spandex, but also he has a tool belt, like a worker man's.
Spandex. What are his colors?
Oh, silver. It's all silver. He looks like a giant drill.
Does he have... Okay, so he just has the hat. Can the hat be like... Can he be like one of those superheroes where the hat shadows his eyes so that it looks like an alter ego?
Yes, except when you take them off, he has glasses and he's an absolute nerd. So, yes.
Like, he knows the intricacies of, like, drills and their RPM and, like, all the batteries. And he's a drill nerd,
Yeah, and then it's really funny because he's fighting someone and the monologue is, I once sold the drill that went at 3,000 RPM. Mine goes at 50 billion. And then he comes out of his chest and he goes, and he kills the person. It's pretty intense. This is definitely an anime. This is an anime.
Oh, it's gotta be
100%.
I've never seen One Punch Man.
Nor have I, but I've heard it's absolutely outrageous and hilarious.
One Punch Man villain.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh boy. Okay. Now that we've planned this whole superhero out, how did he get his superpowers?
I feel like it would be really easy to just pull an Iron Man origin and said he just did this himself, just built it.
But there's a giant drill that comes out of his chest. I'm thinking he falls into a vat of battery acid that is used to make the batteries for the drills.
Can we make it really, really dumb? Like, he
Yes?
just falls into a bin of drills, and then from that moment on, he's just obsessed with them. Like, he was trapped in a shipping container full of drills, and now his mind is just like tapioca pudding, and it's just like everything is drills. Like, he's super smart with that, but everything else, including like his social life, is just like terrible.
He just fell in a crate of drills, and then he got his abilities. Oh, he used to work in a drill factory, and now he owns the drill factory, and he sells the drills. And he fell into the manufacturing where they were manufacturing the drills, and then he fell into it, and then became the drill sergeant. I think we've got a pretty solid superhero here.
Oh.
And I think that it is a very realistic thing, especially if we're going anime. So,
Yeah, I agree. Goodness gracious. I want to see just like an anime-esque image of just this drill sergeant.
but yeah, if anybody out there wants to draw the drill sergeant,
Oh,
go for it. Send it to us.
I might have to even sketch something up. It's just so hilarious. All right.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
What
okay.
a segment.
Yeah, that was segment. We definitely need to do more characters like this. It's so much fun. And also last episode with Sun Valley. I'm loving this. It's really fun to bounce off of each other. If you guys have any suggestions for what we should invent, i.e. a TV show, a movie, like a band, a character, maybe an animal, a fictional animal, or a toy, I don't know. Give us ideas in the comments, and we will see them, and I definitely think we should do some of these a lot more. So, segment 5. So, this is the final segment, obviously, because it's segment 5. And in our previous podcast that we did, the Nomich and Tendo podcast, I actually mentioned how I had written stories as a child, and I went to go find them, and I couldn't find them. I recently dug them up, and found them in my keepsake box that I rearranged and did stuff with. So, I have this. It's called The Adventures of Platea Vandorris. The reason I wrote these was because I got access to an electric typewriter and was just writing because I could. That's it. I learned how to use a typewriter, so that was fun. The reason that it's called Platea Vandorris is because when I was writing it, I was writing in the kitchen. I saw a plate there. I was like, plate, Platea. Oh, wow. And Vandorris was a cop-out of Norris. Chuck Norris. And so it's Vandorris. Also, I don't know what episode it is, but like episode 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know. There's actually a Chuck Norris joke in here, but I substituted the name Chuck Norris for Platea Vandorris. But we'll get to that next time we do the segment, or 2 times from when we do the segment. So that was my story. This was before I had no idea how punctuation worked. I knew how to spell some words.
Oh, it's that old. Wow.
Yes. It doesn't have a date on it, and I'm very sad about that. But
I have a few stories like that, but they're on paper, and I'd have to find them somewhere. Oh, man. Now you're bringing me back.
But also, I made all the adjustments with a pen afterward. But also, oh my goodness. So, I don't know how I want to go about this. Should I just read it exactly how it is? Even though there's like missing commas? There should be a comma after the very first word. And, okay. The first word is okay. But it's just the letters okay and it's not capitalized. So this is This is the level that we're working with here.
Oh my.
Names aren't capitalized. First sentences aren't capitalized. Actually, some of the first sentences are.
Hey, getting there.
Hardly. There's missing a bunch of quotation marks. This place actually says and in a row. So let's just get started. Okay, this is how the story began. In an epic world of epicness, there lived a named Taubucup, and the kingdom that he ruled was called Scatterrock. In the kingdom of Scatterrock, there was a amazing wizard named Boxlass, and he had a magical rope of epic magic and stuff. One day, Boxlass went to the king Taubucup and said, "King, I will blow up this whole kingdom unless you give me 100 cents. And then the king gave him $1, and then the wizard said, "No, that's not 100 cents, that's $1. And the king said, "100 cents is $1. And the wizard replied, "But I want 100 cents. So the king gave the wizard 100 cents so they could get on with their THERE lives. So the wizard got what he wanted, and the king got blowed up! And then the wizard took over the kingdom, and so no one could leave. He put a magical shield force field. Yeah, that one's correct. Force field thingy around the whole kingdom.
Oh.
But then, a great hero. Wait, where am I? This is like all 1 point spacing between lines, and it's very hard to follow. But then, a great hero showed up out of nowhere and ate a hot dog. And the townspeople were like, "What?" Then they were thinking, why in the world was he eating a hot dog if he was a great hero? And they were all thinking, I don't even think that we had hot dogs back then. But that's beside the point. The point is that an amazing hero, Smith Knappel, went to fight the evil wizard Boxlass to the death. Unfortunately, it wasn't the wizard's death, and then the townspeople were like, "What?" again, and were thinking, well, I guess that wasn't the great hero we were hoping for. And then one person said, well, I don't care too much. He had a stupid name anyway. And then an other, quote-unquote, great hero came out of nowhere and went to face Boxlass to the death. And he beat him, and the people were like, yay! And then the news reporter came and asked him some questions, like, how old are you? What's your name? What are you from? No, where are you from? And stuff like that, and he answered all of them, and the answers were, I'm 23 years old, and my name is Platea Vandorris. I am from around here, and my favorite pizza topping is cheese. But then suddenly, a burst of light came out of nowhere, and then all was calm for some odd reason, and then BOOM! A loud noise came out of nowhere, but also this time, there was a mysterious figure at the top of the hill. And then, there was a loud, high-pitched shrieking sound from the top of the hill. The news reporter got out his binoculars out and looked even closer at the figure, and it was a monster of some sort. And then... ... Sorry, that's the end of this episode, but tune in next time to find out what that mysterious figure is. The end. Written by Noah, last name. The Adventures of Platea Vandorris, Episode 1, The Beginning.
Wow, Platea Vandorris. I can't wait to hear how he defeats this shadowy figure that is probably a monster of some sort.
No, it was definitely a monster.
Definitely a monster.
And it was a monster of some sort, so... Yeah.
I can't help but notice that half of the story is without Platea Vandorris, and we are led to believe that there's this other hero who is quickly killed, and then everyone forgets, and then our hero arrives.
Yeah, Smith Knappel. I think my favorite...
Smith Knappel,
yeah,
who would eat an apple.
Yeah, my favorite part of the entire story was when Smith Knappel went to fight the evil wizard to the death. Unfortunately, it wasn't the wizard's death.
Hey, it's a pretty clever way of roundabout saying he died.
Yeah, I actually was, when I was reading, I was like, wait a second. Wait, I didn't just directly, I was showing and not telling. And
That's pretty clever.
And also, I used the word, a loud, high-pitched shrieking.
Hey.
Which is definitely taken from someone else.
I was gonna say, when you said mysterious figure or dark figure, whatever it was, it reminded me of my short stories because I had this obsession with making shadowy figures that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like either in the distance or right up close, which meant I just shaded the whole thing in with pencil, and it was a vague human shape.
Yeah. What I also really like about this story is the fact that it says it was a monster of some sort, and then... Sorry, that's the end of this episode, but tune in next time. It's like, this is a TV show now, apparently. A TV show full of short stories. And it's really funny because it says, like, it says the end, and then it has, written by me, The Adventures of Platea Vandorris. It has the title at the very end.
It's like a pilot episode. It's like,
what?
This is Adventures of
Platea Vandorris. Come at you with pie. The second episode, I'm not going to read now. I'll read it next time we do the segment.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there's 4 more parts. Yeah. This is going to be a 5-part series, which I've wanted to do. So
I should bust out Draco the Young Knight then, one of these days.
Yes, you should. I don't know what that is, but yes, absolutely, 100%
that
you
was
should.
Draco the Young Knight. What was the other one? Batman and the was my other famous series. They were comics. They were in the style of picture books, and that I would have 2 or 3 sentences on each page, and then a picture that took up most of the page. The best part is though, the Batman ones, almost all of them are backwards. You read it like a manga. I was ahead of my time. I wrote Batman manga. Manga?
Manga.
I always said manga. Is it supposed to be manga?
Manga, yeah, it's fine.
Oh no. They're gonna kill me, Noah. They're gonna kill me. Shut it down.
It's fine.
Shut it down.
It's fine. They'll be okay when you decide to write the manga for the drill sergeant.
Oh, yeah. Which I'm going to do.
You're definitely going to do that. 100%. And that sounds really fun, and you should definitely find those. We can do segments on that, too.
I'll see.
But there's 4 more parts to this. Would you like a little sneak peek of the next one?
Oh, you bet.
The episode is called The Mysterious Figure. And the first 2 words, I'm not going to tell you because that would be spoilers.
Oh, I was hoping it was going to be, Platea Vandorris went to go fight the mysterious figure to the death. Only it wasn't the monster's death.
Actually, the first 2 words are previously on, so that'll be fun to listen to next time we do the segment, which will be probably 2 episodes from now, because I want to do it soon.
Boy.
On that note, stay tuned for the next episode of Platea Vandorris. And, Tendo, would you please take us out?
There's some men. They're sitting in some chairs, in a very large building, and you're on the end, and you can't help but notice that everyone is holding this, this certificate, because as you know, they're all graduating for their PhDs, and you see one of them is a scatologist, one of them is a endocrinologist, and the third one isn't holding up his sign, and you ask, sir, what are you studying? And with a look of deep shame, he pulls out his certificate and it says, I graduated under a PhD of Woodpeckerologist.
Great. That was water. Stay hydrated, kids.